Don't fall off the stage.
Unfortunately, it's a very small stage. So, welcome, Richard, and I apologise that I haven't got an iPad. I'm still using the old technique. Now, these questions are mainly about you, and I presume you know a lot about you and your personal details. So, the first question I'd like to ask you is, what's your passport number?
Can I make one up?
He's got one, only his wife's got one.
Is there any consequence?
No consequences at all. So, Richard, tell us, where were you born?
In Australia.
In Australia?
In War Memorial Hospital.
Can everyone hear Richard properly?
Yes.
Perhaps you'd like to hold it or get it closer to the...
Yeah. Take stand.
Thank you.
So, could you repeat that? Where were you born?
In War Memorial Hospital,
Oh,
Waverley, in Sydney.
okay, we found someone who was born here. Very good. Excellent.
More than that.
And how many wives have you got?
Do I incriminate myself?
Last count.
Well, when Robin's away, well, it's a different thing to when she's here.
So, as of tonight,
As of tonight, one.
one. And you've been happily married for how long?
49 years. And
Wow. That certainly deserves an applause. And are you still married?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Good.
I don't know about when I go home, but still.
So tell us a little bit about your family.
From where? From way back to my grandparents, or?
Oh, let's leave it to the 20th century, okay?
Well, I have a wife. I have a sister.
Sister in Sydney?
No, she lives in Brisbane,
Right.
and she's been married once, and I have 3 children, two sons, Michael and Kevin, and a daughter, Rochelle, and only one of them lives in Sydney, and he's got, that's Kevin, and he has 3 children who are our grandchildren, and Rebecca, Miriam, and David, and Rebecca's in 3rd year uni, David's doing his HSC, and Miriam's in year 10.
Okay. So they're out of nappies. That's great.
Yes.
Well done. Any other grandchildren?
Not that I know of.
Okay. And tell me, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? And the answer to that is, in a mirror. Duh.
Where do I see myself in 10 years? Probably, I don't know, maybe in one of these nursing home places.
No, you're too young for that. Too young.
Playing Scrabble.
Yeah, too young and too healthy for that.
Jigsaws.
Okay. Look, I'll move on slightly to some general knowledge questions now. So what was the best thing before sliced bread?
Before sliced bread.
Cheese?
No,
I think
The audience needs to answer that.
Oh, you got an answer, Chris?
No, there are some answers coming.
Okay.
sliced cheese.
Sliced cheese, right. Okay.
Back there.
Okay, the next question is, if someone asked you to call him an ambulance, what would you do?
someone asked me what?
You're an ambulance.
To call him an ambulance?
Say hello, ambulance.
That's correct, you're an ambulance.
Sorry,
Or taxi.
If someone asked you to call you an ambulance, what would you do?
okay.
You'd call him an ambulance.
Ambulance, just say
You're an
ambulance.
ambulance.
The next question, if you try to fail and succeed, which have you done? Okay, look, we'll get back.
I've probably failed at times.
We'll get back to a personal level. If Hollywood made a movie of your life, whom would you like to see play the leading role?
Dracula.
Judging others because of yourself.
Any ideas?
Yes, probably Henry Fonda.
Why Henry Fonda?
Well, he's got a nice personality. He's a relaxed sort of man. He's a family man, and he comes across well.
So you just described yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you join B'nai B'rith?
Well, I know I've been in it 10 years. I think probably about 11 or 12. When you get a certificate, that's 10 years, isn't it?
Oh, you get certificates all the time.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so it's probably about 12 years now.
12 years. Okay.
That's,
Well, then you know B'nai B'rith fairly well. Would you have any ideas of how to improve B'nai B'rith? Simple question.
Next question.
Next to the next meeting.
Well, I go to the end of the line.
All right. Well, look, perhaps I'll leave that thought with you and you'll come back and tell me later. I've been associated with B'nai B'rith now since 1996. Since that time we had several meetings and ideas and all kinds of things. I still don't know if we resolved the best way to improve B'nai B'rith, but it's doing quite well anyway. Now, I understand that you are retired.
Yes.
So how do you spend your retirement?
Well, I like listening to the stock exchange every half an hour.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do you like it when it goes up or down?
Don't know. I suppose it's buying opportunity when it goes down.
Right, yeah.
It's a fascinating animal.
And are there any suggestions what stocks we should get on Monday morning?
Nothing yet. No.
No.
What else do I do? I like doing Sudokus at the moment. Sometimes
Do you have one of these books where there's a...
No, I just use the ones in the Herald. Sometimes I get them out and sometimes I mess them up because I'm doing them over a period of time.
Okay.
What else is there? Oh, going walking, doing the shopping.
So you bought any nice handbags lately?
No, my wife brought me one back from overseas. And
Oh, good. Very good. What would be the first thing you would do if tomorrow was your last day?
Goodness, what's a good question?
I don't know. I think I would just throw my hands up at the moment because there's so many things I've got to tell.
I would have answered, I'd sell my stocks.
But you can't take it with you.
No, I can leave that for my wife to do.
Okay.
She's going to burn all my papers anyway, so I suppose I should watch her start the bonfire.
Well, I'll ask you, be very relieved, the last question. What would you do if you had a time machine?
Um,
Turn it on.
yeah, that's the first thing.
Go back to where?
Going forward. Go back to 1800.
What would you do?
Get a very, I suppose, get into a course that will give me a lot of knowledge quickly.
A course that would give you a lot of knowledge quickly. That's an interesting answer. That's very good. Richard, please stay here and thank you very much. Please stay here. I'm going to invite our next victim, who is Brenda Finkelstein.
Ready to go.
Yeah, at least you got a sense of humour.
Welcome, Brenda. Please sit down.
Help her up, Robbie.
I sent an email to your
I'm sorry about the size of the stage.
All of them?
real time.
All of them? Did you send an answer? All his answers?
No, just an email with a photo.
Oh, with the photo.
I'm sure they're going to make it.
Okay, just to make it a little bit interesting, I'll start with general knowledge in your case first. Now, why isn't the number 11 pronounced 1-1?
91. Because we don't say 1-2 or 1-3.
Stumped.
Would you work free for a year if I were to double your salary every year after?
Not likely. I'm a bookkeeper.
It would all come to naught.
Now,
Yeah, that's right.
oh, sorry, I missed that.
It would all come to naught. Thank you, Chris.
Now, I've just come back from Alaska, and I think you all heard about Sarah Palin. And she said she can see Russia from her home.
Yeah.
Can you really see Russia from Alaska?
Probably you can from certain places.
Where?
I have no idea. Geography's not my strong.
Okay. Any other ideas from the audience?
I don't
From an
know.
aeroplane.
From an
From
aeroplane.
an
From an
aeroplane.
aeroplane?
You lose.
Correct. There's two islands in the Bering Strait. One belongs to Alaska, one belongs to Russia, and they're 3.9 kilometers apart. But now we'll talk a little bit about you, because I think you know a little bit about that subject.
Little.
Were you born here? I don't think so.
No, I was born in Johannesburg.
That's
South Africa.
that's further from
Further than Wales.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
16 hours.
16 hours only. Okay, not in a Corolla. And how long have you been here?
Nearly 6 years.
Do you like it?
Yes, love it.
Is it very different from South Africa?
Not really.
No?
Not really.
Okay.
Life is different, but the lifestyle is similar.
Oh, that's good. Good. So you really fitted in here. Do you currently work or are you retired?
I'm still working.
Full time?
No, part time.
Part time. Well, how many days?
It depends on the time of the year.
So who do you work for?
Myself, I have a bookkeeping practice.
Okay. So anybody got any work for Brenda?
It's tax time.
Can
That's why I
you
say it depends on the time of the year.
can you tell us a little bit about your family? I know that you've got at least one member here tonight.
Well, I have my husband sitting there, Jack, and we've also been married a while.
How long is the wife?
42 years.
42 years.
And I always say that if I'd have
Congratulations.
murdered him, I'd have already served 2 life sentences.
And have you had many occasions to want to murder him?
Sometimes, not too often. Not too often.
You're not doing the dishes properly, Jack.
No, he does them very well. I stand with the whip.
Right. Okay.
And we have 2 sons.
In Australia?
One in Sydney and one in Melbourne.
Okay. Yes.
And that's the reason we're here.
Have you got any grandchildren?
Yes, we do. We're blessed with 7 grandsons.
Oh, wow.
7. Congratulations. They couldn't crack it for a daughter.
No,
Still
Gee.
trying.
no, don't think so.
Is it from both children?
From both. One is 4, one is 3.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you the same hard question. What would you like to do to improve B'nai B'rith?
Well, I'll give you an answer. That I've been a member since 1979. So when we read the minutes in about 1999, all we had to do was change a few of the names, not even many of them. And otherwise, the meetings were all the same problems, the same issues, and the same non-resolutions.
Well, one thing I can say about B'nai B'rith that the world could learn from us. If you look around with all the problems around the Arabic world, how the president's fighting for their survival, and here there's a peaceful transition, no one says boo. In fact, even the voting is so simple. If someone wrote a biography about you,
Yeah.
what do you think the title should be?
The stress ball.
Are you stressed so much?
I do stress.
Or only when you get interviewed up on the
I
stage?
think, well, I do. I am a stressor.
Well, congratulations that you came here, given that you are stressing. Now, if you were stranded on a deserted island, what 3 items would you take with you?
Jack, Jack and Jack.
No,
Jackhammer?
No.
Oh, yeah. I won't take Jack without the jackhammer. He's not very good with tools. I'm like that, yeah. A good book. And
Take a
some
Kindle,
music,
there's more
and
books
some,
in there.
And some music.
And some music. Excellent. No food, no clothes.
Fire.
If you could meet anyone in the world, dead or alive, famous that is, who would it be and what would you say to them?
I think I would have liked to meet Golda Meir
That's what I was going to say.
and told her that she taught a few men how to run the world.
Okay, interesting answer. I asked this last time, so I'm going to ask you again. If you were to write a letter to your 16-year-old self, what would the message be?
It's all down good for me. Don't do it.
Enjoy life, have fun, carry on your studies, and make sure you do a lot of traveling.
Okay, and is that what you've done?
I have done some of them, yes.
Well, the travelling you can still complete for the rest of the year.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And now for the last question. What's your vision of a perfect society? It's only a small question.
Perfect society, I don't think we're ever going to see in our lifetime. But I think what we do here in Benobra contributes to a perfect situation.
You've got some marvellous answers. Thank you. Now, give Richard and Brenda a round of applause. I'm going to ask you now if you'd like to pose any questions to either one of them.
Any questions?
No, thank you.
No questions? No questions?
This is the first time. This is the first time ever that nobody had any questions, but there is a question over there.
I'd like to pose a question to the moderator.
Hang on, you all want to hear the question.
Seeing as I was interviewed last time by you on similar occasion, perhaps you could dream up some new questions for next year?
Well, actually, you'll be pleased to know that at least 50% of the questions were new. Because I didn't want to make it boring. I had a look at the questions I asked last time, and I did dream up new questions. But some of the questions about their background and so on obviously has to be the same.
Robbie, which 50%?
The second 50%. Anybody else? Okay. Now, are there any fairly recent members here tonight? The new members? I don't think we have. So.
Wendy.
Oh, right. Okay. Now, what I'm going to just simply ask, if someone's going to volunteer, anyone, to ask a few questions from Wendy, and just so we'll get to know her a little bit.
You don't have to get on the stage though.
No. James, seeing us here standing there, would you like to ask a few questions?
Where were you born? Where were you born?
War Memorial.
And when did you remember?
First meet Richard.
Hospital.
I don't know.
You might have shared the same baby crib.
Maybe you got swapped.
Okay, well, you've got something to talk about.
Your family.
And what about your family? Can you tell us a little bit about your family?
Got 3 sisters.
I've got 2 other sisters, and I had a brother. And my father had an aluminium and brass foundry in Alexandria.
What brand? What name?
Dinty, J. Dinty. I went to Kambala and Rose Bay. I belong to other groups.
What other groups?
I play bowls with Diamond Bay.
There was a question back there. What other groups?
Oh, Witsa,
Witso, yeah.
Which one?
Alana. And
Well, okay. Wendy, thank you very much. Look, I know it's been a long night, so perhaps in the break we can talk to you and find out more about you. But thank you very much. A round of applause for Wendy. And that concludes tonight's episode of The Enough Dope. Thank you very much.